Hello race fans, and welcome to this edition of Inside NARC as we take a look at a recap of the Peter Murphy Classic at Kings Speedway last weekend on Friday, May 12th and the 13th, as well look at a preview of the upcoming Salute to First Responders Night at Petaluma Speedway. That's next. Race fans, don't miss this Saturday night, May 20th, as the NARC 410 Series will kick up the Adobe Clay in the North Bay at Petaluma Speedway. It's Salute to First Responders Night. See local Bay Area stars such as Chase Johnson, Dylan Bloomfield, Joel Myers Jr., and Billy Aton, as well as former track champion Andy Forsberg, defending race winner and two-time series champion Dominic Scelzi, and current NARC 410 Sprint Series point leader Corey Day, as well as many more. Pit gates open at noon with racing starting at 6 o'clock. For more information, log on to petaluma-speedway.com. For more information on the NARC 410 Series, visit narc410.com. The NARC 410 Sprint Series opened up the Peter Murphy Classic weekend with Corey Day picking up a huge victory, his third of 2023 with the series over James McFadden. Dominic Scelzi was third, Shane Golubic fourth, and Colby Copeland was the top five on night number one. And here's Corey Day getting a word with Stu McCarthy. This audio is courtesy of Flow Racing.
So the crown goes on for Corey. We'll slip in here. Normally we do the 3 trophies, but just time, we need to get the next race out. Hey, mate. That was one fast hot rod out there just then.
Yeah, we were really good there. Hats off to my guys. We had to do a motor change after hot laps there, and they never gave up and just kept pushing through. And man, yeah, that was one of the best cars I've had here. You know, to start 7th and come through a field like that, you know, being an outlaw is really cool too. So big hats off to my guys, Stefan, HP, Kenny, Preston, Mason, my mom, my dad, Durst, Four Seas Construction, Autry Plumbing, Factory Kane, Ticket Haas, All-Star Performance, just everyone on 14 that's helping us out.
How technical was it on the bottom, but how hard was it on the top running that cushion?
Yeah, it was definitely technical on the bottom. It was still greasy, and you know, you had probably half a tire width to be able to hold yourself down there. And you know, if you're too low, you're in the grease, and if you're too high, you missed it. So it was definitely technical. I slipped out of 4 there with a couple to go, and I thought that was going to give it away, but it didn't. And yeah, just huge thanks to my guys and everyone else that's on the 14. And really cool to win this, and you know, the race is in Peter's name. He's a bigger part of my career than most people know, and just super appreciative of him and happy to race for him.
Tomorrow night's the big one, though.
That's right.
Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Corey Day. We'll jump out of the photo. You jump in there.
For night number 2, Dominic Scelzi would pick up the win, his second victory of the 2023 season with the NARC 410 Series, and his 3rd straight Peter Murphy Classic victory. Dominic Scelzi would win it. Corey Day finished 2nd, James McFadden 3rd, Justin Sanders 4th, and Shane Golubic was the top 5. And here's Dominic with Stu in Victory Lane.
There's a real hot rumor that this race needs to be renamed. It's now the Dominic Scelzi Classic.
You know what? Wow, 3 in a row, that's pretty special. Shit, I'm gonna get emotional. So Peter helped me out in 2014 and 2015, and when he started helping me out, I was to the point where I wanted to quit, and I was pretty certain I was going to quit, actually, and you know, he talked me out of it, and I love you. He said, well, let's just keep going. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You suck worse. And so we started going to the races, and I was working for him at the time. I just moved out of my parents' house, and I was making about $500 a week scrubbing toilets at pro signs and doing whatever. I didn't even know that front arms were different lengths at that time. He taught me so much, and I actually broke my back at his race in 2015, and it was like a race that plagued me. I always wanted to win it for Peter, and it just never worked out. And then like 2021, we couldn't lose, and we won all 4 features. Thank God I'm still the only guy to do that. Damn, Corey, you had me worried. But we were really, really good there. And then last year we came and we were strong in the 360s and we won both 410s. And then last night, I felt like I knew what we needed to be a little bit better, but I really, truly didn't know what it was going to take to win. You know, I mean, Corey, the kid's so talented, and he's only getting better, and he's got a great group of guys around him. But the old guy's not done yet, and I'm trying to steal as many of these as I can while I'm still doing it. And I'm a dad of 2 now, and just life has changed, and my relationship with Peter from when I met him to now has evolved and changed. And this race means to me, it's more than like an outlaw win or the Trophy Cup or the Dirt Cup or anything like that. And I've been very lucky to win a lot of cool races in my life, but these Peter Murphy Classic trophies, they have a special spot in our shop, and hell yeah, we're adding another one to it. How about it?
Yeah, very, very cool. I want to ask you, over the 2 nights, that racetrack to me looked like it was badass for you race car drivers.
Yeah, mate, it was good as. I actually felt like I was at Parramatta for a second, like moved up to the top and I was driving it off the back straightaway and then jumping back on into 3, and it was so slick, I didn't really know where I needed to be. The first couple laps I felt like it was a good pace, and then the 57 got me on a start, and I searched around and I got back. I drove back by him, and I was like, well, we got to be pretty good if we're getting by the 57. And then as I watched the laps drop, I noticed I was struggling off of 2, like it was pretty slick down off of 2, and I'm like, shit, what do I do now? And I kept searching through 3 and 4, and then once I moved to the bottom, I think I got into lap traffic, and Stidham went to the top, and I went to the bottom, and I was like, oh shit, that's where everyone else is at. So thanks Craig for that. I moved down, and then I tried my hardest not to move, and then there late in the race, I started just bombing the middle like I did in the 360 race, and by the grace of God, we ended up on top of the podium. My girls are asleep at home, but G, Stelly, I love you. Nicole, Frank, Josie, Mom, Dad. I think my whole family came tonight, so that's pretty cool. And how about all you fans? Like, you guys, I could hear you guys in the... Yeah, give it up for the fans for a second. I can hear you guys on the pole shuffle. I could hear you guys screaming and see you guys, and that's what fuels me. Anymore, a cold beer and a sandwich is kind of what gets me through my day. So to see you guys really pump me up, and I'm gonna enjoy this one.
Well done, mate. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Corey Day remains the point leader for the NARC 410 Sprint Series, while Dominic Scelzi is a close second. Justin Sanders third, Shane Golobic fourth, and Justyn Cox is the top 5. Their next race is this Saturday, May 20th at Petaluma Speedway, and that is where we are going to continue with the preview portion of this edition of Inside NARC. We'll kick things off with Petaluma Speedway promoter Rick Faeth. Well, on the phone with me now is the promoter of Petaluma Speedway, Rick Faeth. Rick, great to be talking to you. It sounds like it's going to be a very exciting weekend at Petaluma Speedway with the NARC 410 Series returning.
Yeah, we're always excited to get, we've become, in the last couple of years, sort of the home for wingless sprint car racing in Northern California. But as we all know, this is Northern California and is winged sprint car country, whether it be 360 or 410s. And to be the first of 2 King of the West NARC shows this year, and we're always happy to have the tour here. They put on a great show. It's obviously a fast, hooked up racetrack is what we're famous for, and we always look forward to having the crew from King of the West NARC there. And we got 2 great sponsors, Butler Auto Glass and Downtown Auto Body, that are presenting our sponsor night. So very excited about that.
And also salute to first responders, a really cool deal that you guys are doing to recognize people some important people in the local community.
Yeah, I mean, certainly we always want to recognize our veterans and service folks, but also our first responders, whether it be police, fire, EMS. They show their ID badge. They'll get a $10 ticket. And that's a heck of a deal for them, because it's normally a $25 adult ticket price. So just trying to fill the stands and serve the community as well.
And sounds like it's going to be a pretty full crowd. I know that a lot of people are hungry for some wing 410 racing, but what's going to be really cool is they're going to be watching a lot of local drivers from the Bay Area.
Yeah, certainly. Chase Johnson's a fan favorite, having grown up and just a track champion here in the past, and he's already got an NARC win here and an Adobe Cup win. I believe he's also got a CRA win, non-wing 410. So he's going to be one of the fan favorites. Justin Sanders always runs really well here at Colby Copeland. So those are some of the people I'm really looking forward to having some of these young drivers get my first look at them too.
I'm really looking forward to it. I've only seen one race with my own eyes at Petaluma, but I've never seen 410, so I think I'm in for a real treat.
They scoot around pretty good, and definitely if we got the track juice up for them qualifying, they'll probably get down in the high 11s, low 12. So that's cooking on a 3/8 track. So.
Next, I grabbed a word with NARC 410 Sprint Series General Manager Jim Allen about Petaluma Speedway and what makes it great.
Petaluma Speedway is, it's an old school racetrack. I think Andy Forsberg described it the best. He goes, it's an old school racetrack for old school guys like me. And that is, where we go to Tulare and Hanford and places like that. It tends to be a little bit slicker and harder. Petaluma is Dumbo clay. You get hooked up in a hurry there. And, if you hit the right line on that racetrack, it's just like a slot car set in your garage. So, fun place there. We're doing our best to support the facility because they're under some political pressure to possibly, repurpose the racetrack there and make it into either apartments or low-income housing or whatever you want to, whatever it turns out to be. So, we need to enjoy the place while we have it. And once again, the place puts a pretty good venue for putting on some great racing events.
Yeah, it's just gorgeous and scenic. Sonoma County is gorgeous and scenic is the two words that I can think of the surrounding areas.
Yeah, it is beautiful. It has changed over the years. But, we roll back the clocks about, 20 years, and you could sit in the grandstands at Petaluma facing the pit area, and you could see right up into the hills of Sonoma County and the wine country. And now you look out there, and it looks like the target is right in the pit area there. Yeah. So it's definitely feeling the crunch of the local area around the racetrack. And like I said, hopefully a lot of fans come out this weekend and support the track, especially first responders. And God only knows they've had a lot of work up there with all the fires and everything that place has endured. And hopefully they come out and have a good time.
Well, and I think what's really cool, you mentioned the word local. There's a lot of good local drivers that have came from there and that will be competing this weekend.
Absolutely. Chase Johnson right up the street in Pengrove. He considers that his home track. He's got a couple of victories there. Always seems to run good there. I think he's a former track champion there at one point. We got Joel Myers Jr., Billy Aton. Actually, Billy Aton that's Petaluma where I really was introduced to him. And, he just knows how to work his way around that facility. So, it's, like I said, a great way. We got some good weather. We're going to get away from the Central Valley heat and get to see some local stars in action.
And the season overall it's just been phenomenal. It's been wonderful. You've had great racing every single round. Now that the wet stuff is seems to be out of the system for the foreseeable future, once racing has been taking place, every show's been good and competitive.
Absolutely. If you look at just the winners list, and you would see, that, two guys have won 5 out of the 6 events. But, as you alluded to, the racing has been off the chart. Every one of those races, the winners have had to work hard for them. We're seeing the hard chargers come from deep in the field, like Jonathan Aller this past weekend, 25th to 11th. I think the night before, Tanner Holmes was 18th to 11th. So, there's a lot of movement going on. Fans have been super supportive. That's the way I typically judge races as far as their entertainment value, and that is I just listen to the crowd noise that is prompted by the action on the track. And you know what? It's been pretty loud, and hopefully we can continue this momentum throughout the season.
And they're still talking about the pole shuffle, so that must mean it was good. So.
If it was up to me, the pole shuffle would be part of our format from this point on, but that would require a rule book change. But that's pretty entertaining. And typically, let's be honest. Pole shuffles. We've had. You have your 5 match races there, and usually, 1 or 2 of them turn out to be just eye-opening, shall we say. And the one we had at the Peter Murphy Classic was, I was down there, fist pumping and going, yeah, this is awesome. The crowds were loud on that. And, it's another way to do something different. And I think at this point in the game, I think a lot of fans want to see something different.
The next guest on Inside NARC is going to be two-time defending series champion Dominic Scelzi. This interview took place before the final night of the Peter Murphy Classic in the pit area, and it's a great insight to just how well they've been clicking so far this year in 2023 and more. 2023 for you guys is you seem to be having some decent speed, rolling good quality results.
Absolutely. We've had, I think, really good speed, and I think what we're seeing right now is a mixture of momentum and confidence with the 14 car, and they're really taking advantage of it. So for us, I think we're right there. I think we're fast, but we're going to have to continue to work really hard to beat them night in and night out. And right now they've just started off a little bit harder than we have. But I think after last night we're second in points, and I think we've kind of spaced ourselves out now in second. So our goal is the same, just win races. And obviously we wanted to win last night's, but tonight I feel confident, and we've won at Petaluma, and that's what we've won. We've won at both those places before. So
yeah.
I'm excited for the summer to start, for us to get racing more, and I think it's going to be a fun summer.
Well, and this is my first year with the tour, but I gotta say, this series is so hard to win in, and it's not for a lack of trying. It seems like guys that are pretty much the whole field that make the feature could win a race.
Absolutely. Perfect example was last night. James McFadden, he's won 2 outlaw shows this year, and he came here and barely hung on to second. So same with Buddy Kofoid. I don't even think he was in the top 5 last night. And those are 2 guys that have they've won outlaw races this year. They're at the top of the game. I really think that when you look at the NARC series in general, there's 7 to 10 guys every night that can win, and nights like this weekend and tonight and next weekend, if you can put yourself in the top 5 night in and night out, a win will happen. But the days of easily winning these races or lucking into the top 3 just doesn't happen anymore. There's so many good guys. You got to be on your game every night. I like to feel like it's the West Coast All-Stars. You really got to be on your game.
Well, Bud Kaeding on the phone right now. Petaluma Speedway coming up next for you guys. It's a new racetrack that you are visiting this year, and the season just keeps marching along.
I wouldn't say it's new, but it's new for the year. We haven't been there yet, but I don't know. We're looking for something good to happen here. We've been I thought we were heading in the right direction, and then last weekend was just an absolute mess. We were off Friday and didn't think it could be worse, and we were worse Saturday in the feature. So I don't know. Got some work to do. Try to get our cars better, get me better, get things going in a good direction. But Petaluma's been more good than bad to us in the last 10 years or so. So definitely looking forward to getting there. Where we've had a bit of success, and when we haven't, at least been close to the front. I don't know. Just looking forward to trying to get something going here this year. I know we've been mid-pack, and thought we were going to the front of it, but seems after last weekend we're going the wrong direction. So just got to work a little harder and try to get things going, like I said, in a good direction.
Well, it's a unique place. It's a beautiful part of the country, and I'm hoping that things turn around for you in a good way.
I appreciate that. And, like I said, we're just, I don't know, sitting here in the shop watching this high limit Dust Bowl Nationals and work on the cars, and I don't know, just trying to figure something out, trying to figure out what we're doing wrong and what everyone else is doing right. So keep working at it, and hopefully one of these interviews will be talking about a win from last weekend.
Chase Johnson with me. It's going to be a home game for you guys and your race team. A short trip to Petaluma. You guys have ran well there in the past, a couple of NARC wins over the years, and a former track champion at Petaluma.
Yeah, going to Petaluma is always awesome for our team. It's 10 miles away from home, one exit down the freeway, really. So to be able to be that close to home, especially, being so far away from home is going to be nice, especially on the drive back after the races. But we look forward to going to Petaluma every single year, and, representing Toyota Marin this Saturday night, and being only 20 miles away from the dealership there, it's a home game for them as well. And so we're looking forward to represent them, and hopefully we end up on the front straightaway and with the trophy. So we're really gunning hard for a win. I feel like we're close. We show great speed, and no better place to win besides home in front of the home fans. Petaluma's always got a great following of fans that love their wing sprint cars. So I expect nothing but the place to be packed. They always do a great job there, and like I said, the fans are awesome there. They've been through a lot with me, and they've stuck behind me through all the years. So it's always a great time going to Petaluma, like I said, with the fans and with our sponsors and supporters. We've got a lot of sponsors and supporters that are also close by with the Napa Lake Park location as well. So it's great. It's going to be a good time. I'm sure we'll have a ton of family and friends there as well. So everyone loves to show up at Petaluma, and it should be a great event. It's always great with the NARC King of West series. They put on an excellent show, and we're proud to be able to be a part of the show with the Toyota Marin Walton Creek Sunnyvale number 24 car. So really looking forward to it. Like I said, we're gunning for a win, and and then on top of that too, it's also a home game for our crew chief, Ivan Warden. So really home for all of us, honestly. So it's just close, and we're looking forward to it. So hopefully we see everyone out on Saturday night, and looking forward to it.
And last year you guys had a really good run. You finished in the top 5, and I'm sure trying to obviously improve a couple more rings up the ladder.
Yes, definitely. Like I said, we've been obviously faster before, and with a couple of NARC wins there, I know we can definitely get it done. And with the NARC King of West series, it's all about having the entire night go as planned. So starting as soon as we unload to the last lap of the main, everything has got to be in order, and exactly all the pieces got to fit into the puzzle. So we've got to put a whole night together, and we're very capable of doing that. And we, myself, and my crew chief Ivan Warden, we definitely know how to get around that place. So hopefully we're a couple spots better, and we have a great showing for our fans and sponsors.
Also, another driver we caught up with was Andy Forsberg as he heads to Petaluma Speedway, a place that he's had some success at over the years. Petaluma coming up, you guys have been really good there in the past before.
That's the plan, to go back down there and be fast again.
Yeah, former track champion there, and then only a couple runs with the NARC series. You feel pretty confident with your car going into the weekend?
Well, yeah, I mean, I do, but with all the stupid crap we've been doing here lately, I'll be honest, I've lost confidence in everything. So it will be nice to go to Petaluma and just, obviously we're going to go down there and try to win, but hell, I'd be happy just to go down there and be fast and competitive and, finish wherever we finish. But the goal is to go down there and win.
And, you love Petaluma a lot. What exactly is one of the things that you really enjoy about the place? Is there anything specific, or is it just the whole ambience there?
Yeah, Petaluma just kind of fits my driving style. That's, back in the day when I started racing, they used to, water the tracks, and dust was not really that prevalent. And, that's just kind of how I grew up racing. It was just hammer down and bumps and ruts and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that's right now. Obviously the generation of racing has changed throughout the last, 10 or so years. The track prep has changed, and I probably haven't done the best job keeping up on it as far as how you drive the car through the slick, keep it straight, keep the wing under it, things like that. So you don't have to do all that stuff at Petaluma. You just kind of point and aim and smash the throttle, and that's what I'm good at, and B, I enjoy it. So we're looking forward to that, and hopefully we can kind of stop the bleeding a little bit, because it's been kind of a shit show here the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Well, Justyn Cox joining me now on Inside NARC, and Petaluma Speedway is the next race for the season for the NARC 410 Sprint Series. And Justyn, a different racetrack that you guys have ran at this year with the series.
Yeah, Petaluma's definitely on the. It races like a small track, and it's fast, and typically kind of hooked up, and it can be rough, and it's just going to be a little bit of a curveball compared to pretty much what we ran all season with the NARC deal. We've mainly just ran Hanford, I feel like, with NARC. So I'm excited to get to Petaluma. 42X team has a strong history there. They've won a couple track championships back in the day with Herman Klein, and I believe they've won some races, some NARC races in the past. So I think they have a good notebook there, and it's a track I'm not necessarily the best at, but I've ran strong over the years there, here and there. So I'm looking forward to getting there and just kind of mixing it up and changing a little bit of pace, and being in Northern California for once will be a nice change. Getting home before 4 in the morning will be awesome. So I'm looking forward to it. Rick Faeth puts a lot of hard work into the track, and it should be good.
Well, Joel Myers Jr. with me. Joel, you're another one of these many drivers that it's home turf for you to defend. Your first race back at Petaluma Speedway since going down under in New Zealand this winter. You've got to feel pretty excited to basically come back home to your stomping grounds.
Yeah, it should be good. Excited. On the last race we ran at Petaluma, we won for the Adobe Cup, so hopefully we get things turned around here, because we've just kind of been off to a slow start back home, and hopefully pull off the win in front of the hometown crowd.
Do you feel like you guys are going in the right direction, though, overall with your program, even though you've just ran a couple nights in the States so far?
Yeah, I feel like it's going to get things turned around here shortly. We're making a couple car changes, just trying to work little bugs out, and Willie's done a great job to try and figure things out, and so has the crew. Just got to get better, and I got to make less mistakes as a driver and qualify a little better, and hopefully it all just turns out to become better.
Petaluma is such a unique place. It's gorgeous, it's scenic, everything around it. It's no doubt got a special place in your heart too.
Yeah, it's nice to only having a 20-minute drive compared to a full-hour drive like we did at Hanford last weekend. So that's always a nice part of it, and yeah.
Thank you for tuning in on this week's edition of Inside NARC. We hope you enjoyed the program. Be sure and make it to Petaluma Speedway this Saturday to support the NARC 410 Sprint Series for First Responders Night at the races. In the meantime, NARC410.com is the latest and greatest information that you can find about the NARC 410 Series. We'll see everyone Saturday at the races.